Today, we're going to cover a few coaching questions to help you understand if you are dealing with a partner or have dealt with a partner who have disguised their standards or their controlling behavior, rather, as their standards. Hi, I'm Janelle, a life coach with a niche in relationship coaching. I work with professional Black women who are 35 plus who are seeking to date and partner with more self awareness and intentionality. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like this type of content. So recently, just to let y'all know, got my notes on another screen. Recently, I came across this video from a content creator named Therese Lee. And the video was about why is it often that it seems men's standards are really about control. She put in a few clips in her video from male podcasters saying when they're in a relationship, there are certain things that they require, not request, but require of their girlfriends. Those things include the girlfriend not going to the club, not going on girls' trips with her friends, not spending a lot of time with her friends. What's another one? Dressing modestly, and then keeping her in close proximity to them. If you're listening to some of the things that these male podcasters were saying, yeah, they are definitely falling in alignment with behaviors of coercive control as described as things about abuse. However, so Therese went on to then insert a article from Psychology Today, I believe it was, about women's standards. So oftentimes women, when we say we have standards for men, these standards will include things such as you need someone who's emotionally available, financially stable, someone who has worked on themselves and, started to heal their childhood trauma or earlier traumas. Honestly, share similar values also was another big one. Honestly, they were some very basic things. The next point that she brought up, which I thought was interesting, was the contradictory nature of a lot of men's standards. For example, the subset of men who consume these podcasts are often ones who want their wives to be hot, but they want them to have kids. They don't ever want them to gain weight. They want them to be the submissive wife, but they also want them to contribute 50-50 to the household. These men's standards seem to be almost fairy tale like because it's not realistic. They completely contradict one another. So after I listened to that and really digested everything that Therese was saying, and knowing that I've encountered some of these situations, both personally myself and my own dating journey, as well as when working with clients, I said, you know what, this is a great React video to make. So I want to jump into some coaching questions to allow you to understand if you are currently dealing or have recently dealt, or even not so recently, dealt with a partner who had standards, but honestly, they were just a disguise for controlling behavior. So let's move on to those questions. Question one: how can this concept of standards be viewed in a very impartial manner when you start a relationship with someone? Question two: what are the implications of a partner's standards when entering into a relationship with them? Question three: how often will the discussion come about to discuss the standards, well, there are boundaries as well in the relationship with a romantic partner? Are these things that need to be revisited maybe on an annual basis? Are these things that need to be reevaluated as you enter different phases of your relationship, such as from dating to marriage to maybe then having children, etc.? Where does the importance of alignment between shared similar values come in when pursuing a romantic interest with a potential partner? And then finally, how do those shared similar values that you have in alignment impact how the standards will play out in the relationship? All right. Take your time, go through those questions once, maybe twice, as many times as you want. I have the timestamp below in the description so you can go back and just listen to the questions again and really take your time, process through these things because it is important. And it's also imperative that you recognize certain behaviors. Now, moving on to just my thoughts. I find it very interesting that when I was looking at those clips in the video that the content creator put in, that a lot of the standards that many men, not all men, of course, but the subset of men who subscribe to this, they really are about control. And in certain circumstances, it sounds like coercive control. It sounds like abusive behavior. And it kind of baffles me that in the same breath that these men will say that they have these standards, but then they won't understand why they have not been able to start or maintain the type of relationship they want. There seems to be a real lack of, self-reflection or understanding how they're contributing to their lack of success and maybe how they need to evaluate how they want to treat their partner in some instances, not just abusive, but almost childlike. And I've always found that very odd. Like, we're grown. Why do you want like this parent-child dynamic with granting people permission, etc., in a relationship? That's weird to me. And to me, it speaks of some unresolved issues, probably from their childhood, probably not, probably they have not done maybe healing around things or their dynamic with their mothers or primary care figure or even father's wounds, mother wounds, father wounds, etc. When I've ever encountered this type of behavior, in these dating streets, the first thing I do is just clarify what I've heard. I'll ask and say, okay, you're saying your expectation or your standard in a relationship is XYZ. I don't go out with my friends or I don't go on girls' trips. Once I get clarification, I'm very quick to then make a judgment. This is something that, I'm cool with, or this is something that I'm not. Depending on the behavior that this person has shown, if they have shown they can't process their emotions or they can't regulate their emotions very well, I'm not going to dispute with you because I'm not going to put myself in an unsafe situation. The most powerful thing that any woman can say is okay. Just if you're in a situation, especially if you feel somebody who's not very emotionally regulated and they only resort to anger if they don't get their way. Sadly, it's too common in these, dating streets with grown men across all cultures. Just say okay. And then as soon as you're safely away from this person, block them. And that's what I've done before. And I highly recommend any ladies out there, if you've encountered that, just say, okay, don't fight with this guy. But as soon as you get away from him in the safety of your own home, block him on the dating app you met him on, block his number, block him on any forms of social media that you've told him about. So just my thoughts on that. Be very aware and cognizant of when someone's talking to you and their standards really are all about controlling your behavior. And also, they're not going to subscribe to these standards. They're not going to stop anything they're doing. They just don't want you to do certain things. So let me know your thoughts if you've ever encountered this. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will have the playlist to my other React videos linked above. And let me know in the comments what you think about this, if you've encountered this, and then how you have safely gotten out of these situations. Thanks. This is Jay Now. See you next time.